So the rural people suffer the most. Now the governments over the years, we don't talk about one specific government, have not paid much attention to the rural development. Now what can be done to improve the rural sector?
This is, it is a lack of vision and a lack of will to implement the policies and lack of will to get out of the box. So this is the problem. We are on routine, in grooves we are moving, we don't think out of this. This is the reason of the bad state of the rural economy. So agriculture alone cannot be tackled, you have to tackle the rural economy total. And that needs a very solid policy and political will and the vision, which unfortunately present system of our political system is not attuned to.
So is vote bank more important or development more important for any state?
For people, development is more important. For the politician, vote bank is more important. And that is the, you can say, disconnect. Here, with the intention to develop vote banks, we are providing subsidies which do not get into the pockets of the farmer even. For example, I would give you the subsidy which the government gives on water, the electricity. Free electricity. This is absolutely misplaced subsidy. You see, Punjab provides more than 20 to 22 million tons of food grains which move out of the Punjab. That is the water packed into two. Imagine how much water is packed into it. And what happens is that these grains are sold at a minimum support price. While determining the minimum support price, the commission considers only the cost, because I have been a chairman of the commission myself. We consider the cost only what is incurred by the farmer, not by the state. So farmer spends a zero cost on electricity. So his cost is accounted as zero on water. So with this, the price of the commodity remains low so far as it is dependent upon the cost of production. Now when it remains low, the minimum support price remains low, it means the issue price will also remain low. So as a result, what happens is subsidy in the name of the farmer moves to the consumers which are outside the state. So farmer does not get any subsidy, but at the face of it looks the government is providing free water to the farmers, free electricity to the farmers, and that is to create the vote bank. This is a disconnect which is coming up. And unfortunate part is our politicians concerned only for the votes. And development, they speak from the mouth, from the heart, they want the votes only. And virtually nothing is done. I won't say nothing, but little is done for the development of the state. This is the problem.
So if we talk about the industrial sector moving ahead from the farming sector, now the industry is also not performing as well as it was doing, say, 5 or 10 years back. What is the reason for that?
There are several reasons. The main reason is that you look to the states around. You have Himachal Pradesh, you have Kashmir, you have Haryana, you have a attachment along UP, Western UP on this. Now for Kashmir and this Himachal Pradesh, there are special packages. Industrial concessions, naturally people prefer to, if not move from here, at least additional industry should go there. Now then you look to these two states, UP and Haryana, they are connected with the industrial corridor. You see, and Haryana is connected with the center of power. The industry is there. Punjab is a landlocked in a sense. Neither it has got any package, nor it's linked to any industrial corridor. So this is the reason. Moreover, the land here is very costly because it is two-crop irrigated land, and to buy land is very difficult here, costly here. So these are the few of the reasons. Moreover, the policy of the state, in a sense, is not encouraging the industry. In a sense, they should, as I have told, that if they give this concession, go to the will industry will come up. The Punjab state is most suited for the small industries, not big industries. Now take, for example, the case of these big projects. the labor will come from outside. You see, bigger industry labor will come from outside. You are providing only land, and then the area does not get that much employment as they would get it spread out of the smaller industries outside. This is the reason. So it depends on how the government thinks about it, how the government is serious. So whatever party, I'm not talking a particular party, for the last about 60 years I'm seeing it, and this aspect is not taken into account.
So you think that small industry is the only way out to revive the industrial sector?
That's right. And not only small industry collector, but small industry spread into the villages on Japanese and Chinese style. That's the answer to the...
What do you mean by Japanese and Chinese style?
Japanese, I told you that the Japanese people, they work in the industries most of the time and they part-time there. In Chinese also they have, along with the farming sector, they have all the industries along with them. People are working there too also. So because I have gone to China about 3 times, studied that. So there is no person unemployed at all or underemployed, right in the villages. So as a result, when you are giving employment to the people, then many social problems are solved. The drug problem is solved, the suicide problem is solved, and the law and order problem is solved. A person who is happily employed, he will never be an indisciplined person.
Okay, now since you have raised the drug problem, is drug menace affecting the agriculture and the industrial sector in Punjab?
It is affecting the youth. By that matter, it is affecting all the sectors of the society. You see, drug problem is a very peculiar phenomena here. I start with an example. In fact, I wrote an article also. When we migrated from Punjab, I was at that time 19 years old. We got a temporary land in which there was a license to grow the poppy. And this was not given to the person, that was on the location. This field can be grown poppy. So we grew this poppy about for 7 years after partition, and the licensed dealers would buy it. And our those sitting room in the house, that was always full of poppy. Now my queer question is that none of us went addict to that poppy. And none of the villages in the village or in the neighborhood went any addict to the poppy. Then, as soon as this the ban started, what happened? The smuggling started, and along with the smuggling came promotion. So they caught these young people. So it is a phenomena which I call it ban, smuggle, promote syndrome. You would not smuggle unless until promotes. So if there is a freely available, nobody promotes. You look to there is a pang all around. You have seen it. How many pangi we have got? None. Because there is nobody to promote. Now at this stage it may not be possible to go back to that system, but this is how it has come up. So, and this is a doorway in a sense from Pakistan to Punjab. The smuggling come in, and then one thing goes costly, people shift to another one. Therefore all this heroin and ice, etc., they have come in. So this has created a havoc in Punjab in this sense.
So is law and order also related to it?
It is very difficult to say. Law and order, to catch the addict is not the answer. To catch the addict is not the answer. Answer is to stop the flow of it into the state, and there laxity comes in. Here is a nexus of the politicians, of the administration, of the police, and the smugglers. We may admit, we may not admit it, but that is there. See, this is one aspect. And moreover, we have not done the people to persuade the young people away from the drugs. There are possibilities to do it. My answer to this is that if the people get the employment, like I'm telling you, this is one aspect. The second aspect is that, in my belief, the evenings are very dangerous. If you are not able to engage a person in the evening, there is always likelihood to go for these intoxicants. So if in the villages, every village has a playground with a very low cost games like football, volleyball, basketball, and has a akhada and also have a kabaddi, and along with a library. If you provide these in the villages, along with the spread of industry which will provide employment, the total problem will be solved. But the question is, neither is on policy on agro-industrial policy, nor there is a effort on going by this, so that the evenings of the young people, that is there.
So the other problem which most of the people are talking about is narco-terrorism. Now, whatever happened in Gurdaspur and Pathankot, we are all aware. Now, do you think that we can relate terrorism activities in Punjab to drug menace as well?
Oh, certainly, why not? Because it is the drugs which sustain them. You see, it is not terrorism which sustains the drugs. It is the drugs which sustain the terrorism. If they don't have the source of income, then terrorism will not become possible. So it's a drug money which these terrorists use. So this is total nexus in that sense, which is interdependent in that sense.
So the other thing is, now if we have to look forward and say that this is the takeaway message, what would you like to say about reviving the agriculture sector and the industrial sector?
It has to start at the political end. You see, unless until we elect a government which is concerned with the development in the agriculture, industry and service sector, rather than working for the vote bank by hook or crook or on means whatever they may be, this situation will not improve. Unfortunate part is that when it comes to elections, there is a lot of money and drugs poured into the people, and that's the starting point for next 5 years. So when you are giving free intoxicants, liquor and all that for let's say a 1 month or 25 days, one gets addicted to it, then he searches for it. So unless until we make this election system pure of these drugs and intoxicants, and become not dependent on money, then everything will come up, right? Because today, person who is honest person, who is a gentle person, who wants to do something for the society, he has no scope for contesting elections. There one has to be moneyed back, one has to be, self-centered, one has to be loud mouth, and muscled person. Only then one can dare up to elections. See, I recall Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's addressing the journalist in Bombay. He said, you have to be very aware, otherwise the money bags with loud mouth and muscled people will hijack the democracy. That was Nehru's utterance, and I believe we have come to that. So it is the people's education about the system. Unfortunately, in our system, neither we teach at any stage any ethics. We do teach religion, fundamentalism, but we don't teach them ethics. The one is the lack of ethics in our education, other is the lack of civics in our education. You ask common man how the President of India is elected, I think 99% people will not be able to tell you how the election is done of the President of India. So we lack there. The value of vote is not in the mind of the people, and also at the same time there are no ethics and drilling in the minds of the people. This is the lacking, and we need to correct it. And from the education system, the job of the educator and the education system, which is failing in this.
Sir, if you have to put money behind any politician or political party, which political party can really help in reviving Punjab?
That is a question which I would not like to answer. The reason is that I do not belong to any party. And I need clean people, whatever party it may be, you see, who are not self-centered, who are the societal approach they have got, development their approach. I want that those people be elected, party may be any. Otherwise, today all parties, they use this money, they do this, all those things, they do it. So since I don't belong to any party, I don't want to give a biased statement for any party.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, thank you.
Welcome to Sikh Express program Right Angle. Today we are in Chandigarh to interview Professor G.S. Dhillon. We have exclusive story on Akali BJP government in Punjab.